Welcome to FAL Academy. I'm happy to announce that Kling 2.5 Turbo is now exclusively on FAL, and in this video we'll be going through the model's core strengths with full prompts provided at every step. Part 1. Key model details. Firstly, Kling 2.5 supports text-to-video, where the main input is a text prompt, which is used to guide the model's video output. The supported aspect ratios are 16:9, which is great for cinematic videos, 9:16 for shorts and reels, and 1:1 square videos, which are versatile across different platforms. Kling 2.5 also supports image-to-video. The main inputs here are a text prompt and an image, which will be the start frame of the output video. This is very powerful because it gives you much better control of your scenes. For both formats, the output video quality is 1080p with either 5 or 10-second duration. Part 2. Key model strengths. From initial testing, Kling 2.5 seems to be a big improvement over its predecessor. I've broken down the improvements into 5 main categories with examples for each. The first is advanced camera controls. In this example, we've specified directly in the prompt that we want a Dutch angle effect, and Kling 2.5 carries it out flawlessly. There's no need to memorize any of these prompts, they'll all be in the video description. In this example, we've specified that we want a dynamic drone tracking shot, and we can see that Kling 2.5 maintains great coherence throughout this 10-second video, despite the video being very motion heavy. The second key improvement is in realistic physics. In this video, we can see that not only are the collisions realistic, but the reflections from the ball and its shadows are extremely lifelike too. If you pay close attention, you can even see that the reflection of the doorway at the bottom of the stairs gets larger as the ball approaches it. This one is also very impressive. Each key press, the shadows of his fingers and the lighting are captured very realistically, even in the reflection on the piano. The third major improvement is in emotional expression. We can see in this example that it's able to capture emotion intimately and with hyper-realistic details, even adding very subtle shifts in facial expression. Here we can see that even more intense emotional scenes are captured well and without blur. Another key improvement is in stable and static shots. While many video models have become good at generating dynamic scenes, they often struggle when the scene should be kept largely static. But as we can see from this example, Kling 2.5 does a great job. Finally, Kling 2.5 offers enhanced style adaptation. It does a great job at portraying 2D anime-style aesthetics, as well as crisp, high-res animations, like this dog riding a skateboard. We've also released a blog post on Kling 2.5 Turbo, which covers many of the example videos that we've seen in more detail, and towards the end we also have a detailed prompt guide, which includes instructions on how to get exactly the result you desire. We even have a comparison of a good prompt versus a bad prompt, so make sure to check this out. I'll leave a link to this in the description. Part 3. Using Kling 2.5 on FAL. Now we've headed over to fal.ai, and if you've just created a new account, I would highly recommend following these getting started instructions, whether you're a developer who's wanting to build with code, if you're a creator who just wants the AI generations, or if you're part of a company or a team. So now we've headed over to FAL's Kling 2.5 text-to-video playground page. If you want to very quickly test the model, you can just fill out this prompt with your own one. Otherwise, you can go into additional detail with these settings here. So you can choose between 5 and 10-second videos. You can choose between any of these 3 aspect ratios that I mentioned before. And for the negative prompt, this is where you put ideas that you don't want to see in the video. So for example, if we're generating an ultra-realistic video, then we might want to put something like cartoon here, because cartoon is what we want to avoid. The CFG scale is just how close will the model follow your prompt. So a higher CFG means that it will abide by it very closely, whereas a lower one means that it will be more creative in its generation. So now to run this model, all I'll do is enter my own prompt here. So I've said a slow tracking shot through a misty forest at dawn, sunlight filtering through tall pine trees, soft golden glow, painterly cinematic style. And then because it's painterly, I have removed the cartoon from the negative prompt. So all we do is run, and then we will wait for the generation to finish. So Kling 2.5 is actually quite cheap. It's only 7 cents per second of video. So here's the resulting video, and that's actually a very, very nice looking video, which I will download. So now we're at the Kling 2.5 image to video playground page. And so for this, we're going to need both an input image and a prompt. So for the input image, I will choose this firefighter one. And then for the prompt, I will say a dramatic cinematic shot of a firefighter in full gear moving through a smoky stairwell, filmed with a Dutch angle to heighten the tension. The camera tilts slightly as it tracks upwards, emphasizing the urgency and intensity of the scene. Dark, moody atmosphere with shafts of light cutting through the smoke. Now, what makes this prompt quite good is that it's quite descriptive. So I don't just say filmed with a Dutch angle. It's filmed with a Dutch angle to heighten the tension, and also the camera tilts as it tracks upwards. So if you ever have a prompt that's not giving you the result you want, then you should add more details like this so you can steer the model better. And for the additional settings, I'll just leave them as default, and then I will run this. Now, often the hardest part about doing these AI video generations is actually getting a good prompt, and that's why we have the FileAI/video prompt generator page. And don't worry, any page that I have visited or will visit, I will include it in the description. So the idea of this page is that you go from a simple input concept, so an example is a futuristic city at dusk, only a few words are needed, and then this will return a fully fleshed out video prompt. There's actually a lot of additional settings we can choose, from styles and camera directions, pacing, special effects, any custom elements we want. We can even add an image URL if we want to do image to video prompts, and we can change the model and the prompt length. So if we go through an example, we can actually do the one we just did with a firefighter. So if I input this image, and then if I change the camera style to a Dutch angle tension, and I can just say here the firefighter goes down the stairs, and I can just run this, and it should only take a few seconds to actually generate this. Yep, so there we go. Now we have a fully fleshed out image to video prompt, which we can use directly in the Kling 2.5 image to video playground. Now, if you're a developer, then on all of the file endpoints, including that video prompt generator we just saw, you can actually head over to the API page where we have detailed guidance on how to get these models onto your platform. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. This was actually the first in the Fal Academy series, with many more on the way. Please leave any video ideas or questions you might have in the comments, and don't forget to check the description for the important links. For now, I'll catch you in the next one.